Digital 410 Productions proudly presents the What's in Your Head podcast.
Digitized live from
your company name here.
the studios in Cape Coral, Florida. It's the What's in Your Head podcast.
We need chorizo, peppers, and rice.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Bougie.
Sounds very Ecuadorian.
What's up? What's up? OG5. Welcome to another episode of the What's in Your Head podcast. This is the new shiny video enhanced version of the What's in Your Head podcast. I'm a little flooded out from all the fucking lights, but that's neither here nor there. We went with a bright background because, well, it's still light outside and it comes seeping through the green screen, so I gotta brighten up the room to cancel that out. But anyhow, what's up, fellas? What's up, Mike?
Just another wonderful day there, fella.
Another day.
Living the dream. Living the dream.
L-I-V-I-N. What is the dream?
It's not the American dream anymore, I can tell you that much. That don't exist.
Well, just remember, Freddy Krueger.
Ooh, how the tables have fucking turned. What did you say about Freddy Krueger?
Huh?
I said Freddy Krueger came in dreams, so...
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean,
I thought you were making reference to my episode of Redline RTAGP where I was fucking attacked by Freddy Krueger. That's neither here nor there. No, it's interesting, Mike, that you're saying that the American dream is dead. How the tables have turned. I think it's briefly about a year ago I mentioned that in this Very Well podcast, and you were very disappointed. Me and Morgan got up on his high horse talking about how the American dream's not dead, which not his high horse, but he was very stern in his belief in the American dream, which I'm grateful for. But yeah, it's nice to see that you've been knocked down to my world.
Well, I
think Morgan's point was the American dream's subjective, and so it is.
But my idea of the typical American dream, I think, is
the ability to own a home and not be broke.
The spirit is there. Yeah, the spirit is there, but physically, like in the real world, doesn't exist anymore.
This is the way the world ends. Mm-hmm. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends, not with a band. If you got that reference, you owned EMF Sherbert Dip in 1993, and you're welcome. Yeah, and that's kind of like on that episode we're talking about. I was like, and I did this in a TikTok, a little bit different subject, but kind of the same thing. Remember the joke when we were growing up? Back in my day, your candy bar cost a nickel. Now you guys are paying 55 cents. So what? In 40 years, the price of a candy bar went up 45 cents? You're saying it was a nickel, now it's 50 cents in 1994? Well, guess what, Grandpa? That 99-cent hamburger, that 99-cent soda, and the 99-cent medium fry from 1994 now costs $14 at fucking Wendy's. I think we got you beat in the inflation department.
Yeah. Back in my day, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, give me the 50-cent candy bar again. And we talked about it. It's like, hey, in the 90s, early 2000s, what was it, Morgan? All you need to do to have a good life, go to school, get a job making 45, 50 grand a year. Fucking gravy train on biscuit wheels. Now, if you're pulling in 65 grand a year, you're fucking living paycheck to paycheck because inflation's so damn high.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I was a kid, like, my parents would sit down and we'd have conversations sometimes about stuff like that. And we go, oh, you make 40 grand a year or whatever. You're doing pretty good in life. And it's like, fuck. No. Like, my wife and I, at one time in my life, my wife and I cleared six figures. Once.
That was the other cliche too. Remember back in the movies? He got a job offer. It was six figures.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we're not talking,
200,000.
Yeah, we're not talking 2, 3, 4. We're talking like just
102.
Yeah, just barely cleared one. Maybe we were pushing like 104. Okay. My problem with this is I remember thinking 10 years ago, man, if I could only make 100 grand a year. And then now I've done it. Doesn't feel like I fucking made 100 grand a year.
When you're making even if it's combined, even if it's you and your wife together, right?
Yeah.
You guys are combined and you're making $100,000, and you're like,
Not anymore. I'm not anymore.
yeah, I'm
It was
saying
just the 1 year,
hypothetically,
but-
it's like,
Yeah.
if you're making $100,000 and you realize we're basically two paychecks away from being homeless.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's only been a short 25 years. I remember in 2001, after 9/11, that's when I moved to California to go to school to be a computer guy. And my dad co-signed on my loans to go to computer school. And I saw what he was making then, and it was a little bit more than the number we're talking now. But I remember back then in the 90s and 2000s, if you include my step siblings, there were 6 of us. And anyone knew that if anyone got car broke down, something happened, something catastrophic happened where you needed a quick $400 because it's between life and death.
Yeah.
My dad could scratch that out and it wouldn't even affect him. He'd cut you a check.
Yeah.
But people making that money nowadays, like, ooh, I might be able to loan you $150.
Yeah.
The whole,
if you're lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been
back
there
then
have been days.
at that time, he was paying for
That
like
was
my
unheard.
stepbrother's college
Yeah.
tuition, and it's like nowadays, no, you can't even afford a fucking. You'd be lucky if you have a house, a paid off car, and possibly a 4-wheeler on finance. I
Yeah.
mean, it's insane.
I mean, granted, I've got 2 car payments, but I don't have a choice.
but also, to be fair to our listening audience, that money would go a hell of a lot further in Grass Lake, Iowa. However, unless
Right.
you work remotely, finding
live
a
in
job
Southwest
making that
Florida.
amount of money in Grass Lake, Iowa is tremendously different. Kind of like when I was talking about after COVID and all these remote workers, like, I don't need to work from the office in LA and New York City. It's like, hey, stupid, your salary's based on the cost of living of where you live.
Yeah.
When you showed up to that interview, you may have been the best in the stack of the people who lived in New York City who showed up for that job. But Tina, whose husband inherited her uncle's farm in Tennessee, who went to college for the same money you did, would happily take your job for 3/4 of your salary and live like it's double because she lives in nowhere, Indiana, versus what you're paying your $2,000 a month apartment in New York City. How about you shut the fuck up and show up at work so you can get your paycheck before you get outsourced to the chick who's working living on the farm in Illinois because her husband inherited it.
Yeah. That's if I was making what I'm making now alone, if I was making what I'm making now and I still lived in the mountains in North
West
Carolina.
Virginia.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have never had an issue. The rent payment and stuff like that. I mean, even the gas price, was pushing, just getting around $5 a gallon back, when I was living there. And even if I was making what I'm making now, that wouldn't have been that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But my rent, this apartment that I live in right now goes for $2,500 a month. Fortunately,
That's exactly
for me.
why my daughter moved and her boyfriend moved back to Ohio. Not that it's
Right.
much cheaper, but she has a family to live with up there because she was living with my dad at the time and he sold his house. And her and her boyfriend looked around like, yeah, we work at Starbucks and yeah, we can't afford this shit. Oh, and by the way, we got 3 cats. So with pet deposit, forget about it.
Right. Well, and you can find a job like that in Ohio, or in even more rural areas that don't aren't like maybe not. You can find that same job, but Cleveland is still going to be a little more pricey than
He's actually he's kind of doing what Morgan's doing. He's getting ready to get his what class
driving.
what he's actually getting ready to get. He's got his local. He's getting ready to get his overland so they can do long haul trucking. And because she's about ready. She's 29 now.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, let's just it's like, well, instead of spending money on all this rent, if you're not gonna be home, why don't we just fucking box everything up and I'll just go ride with you.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't have a rent, you're not paying for $80 internet, and you got a sleeper cab, and you're still in your 30s. Fucking do that. Get a camera, start a YouTube channel, and just do that for a year and a half or so. Save up some money, and then fucking.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
I thought about it because I mean, you as you and your, like a co-driver or something like that. I mean, even if you just brought them along, because there's companies out there that know that people, they have no issues with that.
Yeah.
People live on the road.
Oh yeah.
And they make money, per mile and shit like that doing OTR. And I looked into, doing stuff like that because when I was in the military, I was a truck driver. I mean, I learned how to drive,
All right, Mike. I'm hearing that we need to team up and be.
I guess so. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this:
we need to go crime fight all those lot lizards when we stop at the fucking
Well,
Loves and the pilots.
To that point, you're talking about how some of the managers are down for it. You would think, logistically, you would want your driver to have a co-pilot because they have somebody keep them awake, so there's gonna be less issue of them driving on hopped up on speed.
Oh no, that's not it.
Well, but hold on, but throw back to the olden days. If your driver's wife's in the passenger seat, you ain't got to worry about them missing a load because he's hiding his second family from his fourth family because he's got families spread out all over the country. The old 70s white line fever got 3 families throughout the country. Can't do that shit nowadays. They're all on I'm sure there's a Facebook channel called "Are We Dating the Same Trucker?"
Yeah. Well, and there's now, these trucks are so advanced now too that I mean, it wouldn't be nothing to get a Hummer going fucking 85 mile an hour down.
Shit, I've done that.
Whatever bumfuck highway you're going.
I've done that in a Ford Escort LX.
Yeah.
5-speed with the stick shift.
That's right. Yep. Hang on, let me shift.
These kids can't even drive nowadays holding a phone. I'm going to get in the road head and shift and spill at the same time. And smoking a cigarette and drinking a Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
But you guys are having a problem doing this. I swear we're declining as a society that we're worried about that.
Well, I mean, even the clean version of that, where pile a kid in the middle seat of a S10 or something like that, 5-speed, and see how quickly you don't realize that. Oh shit, my kid just spilled a milkshake in between his legs. I'm shifting the truck. Not that this is good, but I'm smoking a cigarette and I'm trying to clean up this mess. Deal with all just these kids don't know.
I mean, it's not like the kid's smoking a cigarette. It's fine.
No, and the window's cracked.
Hey,
We're good.
I can hold my button in and vape at the same time.
That's right. That's right.
Well,
Could you imagine being a boy
these days? It's AI, man.
Yeah.
It's making life easy. It's
Could
too
you imagine
easy to
being
drive
a
down the road.
17-year-old boy in a modern day single cab truck? There's no more bench seat. They got the damn console in the middle. It's odd. There's nothing better than having your 1991 Chevy S10 or in Morgan's case, your 1963 step-side Chevy with your bench seat. your pretty girl in the middle, right? She's sitting in the middle. Sorry, baby, we're going to have to ride fourth gear out a little while. you kept it in second and fourth as long as you could.
Slipped.
Because the left leg's on one side is on your side, or right leg's on the other. You're just riding out in fourth gear. Well, why is your engine whining out? Don't worry about it. I like car IPMs.
In about fucking 3,300 RPMs sitting there on the tack too.
Why are you driving down the street in reverse? Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about what I got going on.
Oh boy. Speaking of that, it's that
diddle.
Well, it's that time of year. The seniors are graduating, or already have graduated.
Ugh.
Senior pranks.
Oh, God.
And this will lead into a question I have for you guys. New Jersey high school forced to cancel full day of classes after an over-the-top senior prank went too far. Now, I read this headline to such outstanding citizens such as you and Morgan. When you hear senior prank gone too far, what do you think these little rascallions did?
If I had to guess based on how...
Now, keep in mind, they canceled an entire day of school, and the headline says...
they did something to fuck the school up.
Seniors went too far.
So, it's either going to be something so extreme, or it's going to be the littlest, most inconvenience in the world, because people are so fucking sensitive with shit like that anyway. You can't do anything. It's either they took it too far or it was the most fucking insignificant shit.
Well, I'll explain to you what New York Post said is too far in 2025.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you what the class of 1997 in Grove City High School did in 1997 that I wasn't a part of, but people cast their aspersions my direction because I was one of the skateboarder kids with the long hair who hung out with the Marilyn Manson kids.
I got a little bit of a football rivalry
Good.
between our two high schools. I'll tell you about too. Then.
Okay. They have no class, the article goes on to say. An over-the-top senior prank left a New Jersey high school in shambles, forcing officials to call off classes for the day because of a hijinks that went too far, according to the report. Pranksters at South River High School, you ready for this? They trashed the classrooms and common areas in Middlesex County campus by rearranging furniture, emptying basketball gym equipment, covering the hallways with toilet paper, and generally turning the school upside down. Now, they have pictures where they took out all the desks and wrapped them with industrial-grade saran wrap. So this prank that went too far, that shut down a school, was basically they got all the desks and chairs and wrapped them in saran wrap, toilet papered the halls, and took gym equipment out of the lockers.
Oh, no.
That gets worldwide written up in a New York
Whatever
Post
are we going to do?
Oh, no. The amount of carbon that's being wasted with the saran wrap. We used to take those same industrial-sized saran wraps from Wendy's and wrap our manager's car this way so he couldn't open his doors at the end of the shift. The greatest prank you can pull with saran wrap is the old toilet seat cover prank. The best prank I ever learned about, Gordon's friends did this. When Gordon lived out at Big Sky, Montana, they had a communal employee condo. It's more like a college-style dorm with 4 or 5 dudes shacking up one room and communal bathrooms. They had communal showers.
Oh.
These assholes would take the heads off the shower heads, put 3 or 4 lifesavers in them, screw them back on. So when you're taking a shower, you have this nice fruity smell, but afterwards you dry your whole body is just covered in stick. Oh. And the only way but the best thing is this is a prank you don't have to reverse because after the water runs long enough, the lifesavers go away. But yeah, you'd just be a ball of stick and have to try to find a shower that hasn't been tampered with.
That's horrible.
So
that's horrible.
Morgan, did the fine people of the class of 1963 have a good senior prank?
Well, I'm sure they did, but I was I wasn't present for the last half of my senior year, so I'm not sure what they did, but I'll.
Did you have a fantasy prank that you always wanted to pull?
Yeah, have you ever seen Office Space?
Yeah.
Hey, you know the end of that? Yeah, it was kind of something along those lines.
Have you seen my stapler?
I'm going to put this to the ground.
The hardest prank that we wanted to pull, but we never did. It'd be easy, but kind of hard to do nowadays, but easy with Amazon. But the one we wanted to pull, which we did, and I'll tell the one that did get pulled. We all just wanted to get old school analog alarm clocks with the bells on top, the ring, and everybody set it to a certain time and just fill every locker in the school with it. So at that time, the whole entire building was just those old analog alarm clocks going off. Mm. Mike, what did the rascals at your school do?
Well, we had a rivalry between two schools because football is extremely heavy in the tri-state area of North Carolina, Georgia, and Tennessee, and especially high school and college. They don't really give a fuck about NFL. And it wasn't really the year that I was there because they didn't really pull too many pranks or anything like that when I was there, but there was a year not long before I was in school where the opposing football team, I think it was our team, went to the rival high school and took thousands of sporks and implanted them into the football field and just left them up all over from fucking goalpost to goalpost. It was nothing but sporks across the field.
And they were pissed off KFC patrons for miles around. Where's the goddamn spork? How am I going to eat my coleslaw without the sporks? On tonight's news, there's a shortage of sporks in the tri-state area.
Yeah. A personal prank, I guess, was you remember those capsules of fucking fart, the little fucking fart things?
Fart
They're
bombs.
you get them in glass.
Stink bombs. Yeah.
Stink bombs and shit. We took one of those and we threw it in the. Actually, speaking of KFC, we threw it in the men's bathroom no, it was the women's bathroom in KFC. Just threw it in there, shut the door, and walked out. And we sat there and we watched, and about 8 people walked out of the store. Like, what the fuck is that smell?
Well, they
That
were
was a
probably
pretty good
like,
one.
gosh, it finally smells good in a KFC.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you cooking here, chicken? Nope, bat wings.
Y'all saw.
Whammy.
Okay, I'm actually this is gonna work great because I found a picture of our courtyard. Zoom. Okay, so I went to a little school called Grove City High School, not to be confused with the Grove City in Florida. This is up in Columbus, Ohio. And if I was a share button, where would I be?
Down yonder.
Down yonder way. I don't see the share button. They've moved it. Where is the share button? So as somebody who's been carrying a firearm for over 13 years daily, one of the biggest inconveniences is when you come home, you need to take your firearm off of yourself and put it somewhere safe, somewhere secure, especially if you have kids. Now, I know most of us are responsible. We have a gun safe somewhere, but let's be honest, usually these gun safes are big, they're bulky, they're kind of out of the way because they're a bit of an eyesore. Your wife doesn't want them where everybody can see them, so sometimes they're in your closet behind some clothes, sometimes they're in the garage, sometimes they're in the mudroom. And let's be honest, taking your firearm out and walking to those locations to secure it is a pain in the butt, but you have to be a responsible firearm owner, especially if you have kids in the house. That's why you need to get yourself a StopBox Pro portable gun safe. You can make it non-portable. You can drill some holes in it, mount it to a place of convenience in your house, but it requires no batteries and no electricity. You simply come in your house, walk up to your safe, choose your finger button combinations, open a safe, remove your firearm from your person, put it in the safe. If you close your safe, just that easy, it's secure. So do yourself a favor, head over to stopboxusa.com/D410 and get all the information today on your StopBox Pro. When seconds count, trust the only non-fail firearm storage box, StopBox Pro, at stopboxusa.com/D410.
I have a question for you, Don, while you're looking for your share button.
Yeah.
It's actually right in the smack dab in the middle of the
Oh, yeah,
toolbar.
the big green arrow pointing up at Morgan's right
Yeah.
nipple.
Yeah, the only fucking one that is a different color besides the leave button.
Well, silly me, I looked under the more button, but yeah, whatever.
Do they have an accent in Ohio? And which one is it? Is it twang or is it Midwest?
No, they do not.
Really?
If you're from Central Ohio and Cleveland, anybody who went to broadcasting school from the year 1945 to 1999 will tell you that when you go to broadcasting school to do radio, voiceover, news, they want you to learn how to talk like you're from Cleveland or Columbus because there's no discernible accent. Now,
Really?
I have an accent because I was born in the hills of Kentucky. I had a speech impediment, and I have since lived in Ohio, Kentucky, California, and Florida. And people forget you can't get much further south than fucking Florida.
Yeah,
and when you're
just
around
a melting
Southerners,
pot of
your
accents.
fucking accents come out. So I'm all. I went to Eastern Kentucky when I was married, and the people in Eastern Kentucky were like, "Holy hell, you ain't from around here, are you?"
Nope.
But when I lived in California, you would have thought I was from fucking Australia. Wow, your accent's so thick. Where are you from? But no, the short answer is, in broadcasting school, when you go to be a news reporter or a radio man, they want you to talk like you're from Columbus or Cleveland because there is no discernible accent versus people from New York or people from North Dakota and the South. And so, yes, in those areas, they had no accents. I'm just, in the words of Tech 9, I'm a fucking mutt.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So this
Whoa!
is, see it?
Not yet.
Didn't pop up?
Oh, there it is.
So this is a modern photo of Grove City.
This is Grove City
High School. But I remember when they actually put these pavers in. This high school sits on a major thoroughfare called Hoover Road. And being the hippies that we were, and the fact that, the most advanced technology we had were Game Boys and pagers, during lunch we'd go out in the courtyard and we would hacky sack. We got pretty damn good at it. We get a good circle. I have a hacky sack in the cab of my truck to this day. But we'd get 5 or 6 people and we'd get that thing going. Hey, you guys can't hacky sack. Why not? Because we don't want people driving down the road seeing you guys seeing a hacky sack and think that we don't take education here seriously. Well, we're Gen Xers. We love to find a good loophole. So we would hacky sack with a fucking quarter because you can't see a quarter from 100 yards away. Now we just look like a bunch of psychopaths out there kicking our feet in the air. But we got pretty good at hacky sacking with a goddamn quarter. But that's not why I bring that up. So this is the courtyard. I remember one day on a Monday, came to school, and there was a fuss about somebody put a roadkill deer and raccoons in the courtyard. They broke inside. We had an open, basically, as you can see, the way this school is designed, it's basically an H. And as you went to the right and down this corridor here, or stage left, the library sat in between two halls. So you had a hall, and then it divoted down, and then that divot was the library shelves. They went and knocked over all the library shelves, trashed the place. Well, the year I went was the year that shows how long ago this was. This was the year that they installed the video cameras. People were shocked. Nowadays we can put metal detectors in, but back then they just put in the closed circuit TV. And as I was saying, some people were assuming it was me and my friends because we were the bad skateboard kids and the Marilyn Manson listeners and the punk rock listeners and this and that.
And the Sacky hackers.
Why'd you guys didn't? Why'd you? And I literally said, because when you walk in that door on the left, you walked right into the commons area, and we had where you had lunch in the school store. But on the back wall was the trophy case. And I said, if it was us, the first thing that got smashed was the fucking trophy case. Because after all, the jocks and shit, back then it was preppies and skaters versus jocks and all that shit.
Yeah.
Because everybody has to have clicks. Well, lo and behold, the administration found themselves in a little pickle. Because they know who did it. It was the most popular kids in the school. It was the football players, the National Honor Society kids, the King of Hearts court for homecoming, and the prom king and queens. All the football, the volleyball chicks, all the most popular kids, the ones who've been holding back for fucking 12 years, let it all go. But now you have this problem because
fuck this place.
It's our most honored students. So, did they get expelled? No. Now keep in mind, they literally drug animal carcasses in, knocked over all the shelves, emptied out all the library books, and broke a window, did some other shit. Because of who they were, they got, I think it was a $500 fine and 300 hours of community service. And so at graduation...
Collectively or each?
Each. And so at graduation, to rub it in the faces of the administration, they all had 50 hours, $300 written on the top of their graduation caps. But the fucked up thing was, if it was me and my skateboarding asshole buddies and all the Marilyn Manson kids, we all would have been fucking kicked out of school.
You're done.
Oh, y'all would have been in jail. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
The question was, where did the fucking deer come from? Sorry, Shane, I'm going to say it. Shane Yoakum found it on the back road. And Shane brought the dead deer and the raccoons and spread it all over the courtyard. So I guess I didn't see it because basically the janitor saw it when they came in the morning. Apparently it looked like a goddamn war scene. Just body parts and dead animals spread all over the place.
That's fucked up.
Crazy thing about the school. So I guess I could share the photo again just for demonstration purposes. Purposes. So you guys saw those fantastic small windows, very reminiscent of modern day schools down here because all our schools look like minimum security prisons because you can't have big windows. But you see all these little small windows on the back. So here's the commons I was talking about. So if you go through these doors, there's the lunchroom over here. But on the opposite side of this building, actually on this side, there's a hallway, and it leads to the gymnasium. One of those small glass windows is broken. This is a different time. Someone called in a bomb threat. Said, hey, broke into the school in the back of the building. And this is 1996, 97. This is long before, this is even before Columbine. We broke out the window. We planted a bomb in the school. So behind the school, we had a kind of looked like an airplane hangar. It was just like the old World War II style, but it was a modern day building. It was, a high tunnel basically, but it was the rec center, and it was big enough that it had, I think, 4 full-size basketball courts and a half-a-mile track and a weight room. So they evacuated everybody there. Cops came, cleared it out. Well, it wasn't a prank. It wasn't kids being shady. What it was is some fellas figured out that there was only roughly 12 cops at the time patrolling Grove City. And so they broke out the window, called in a bomb threat, and then when all the cops were there, they went and robbed the fucking bank up the street.
Get the fuck out of here.
The stupid idiots still got caught. They got caught walking down the train track to Urban Crest. But yeah, that's how they use it as a diversion tactic to rob a bank because they figured all the cops would be at the school for this bomb threat and we can get away with it. But no, they still got caught.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. So senior pranks, nowadays you shut an entire school down. I mean, how long does it take to cut some saran wrap, pull some chairs apart? You could have got the janitors in there and get started early. Have the students fucking do it. Hey, you guys fucked up the school, we're cleaning it up. No, go home. We'll make the fucking poor janitorial staff clean this bullshit up. Did you guys have a senior skip day at all?
Yes.
An unofficial senior skip day?
Yes.
Did you guys have a destination in mind, or was your town too small? Did you guys go like to the moon tower?
I didn't participate in senior skip day, believe it or not. Senior skip day for me was kind of on a regular basis at that point.
Yeah.
But it was actually kind of cool because, well, I mean, my classes and everything, I mean, half of my day was in construction class where we did nothing anyway.
Okay.
Teacher was on his way out. We were his last year. And he, like last fucking, couple of weeks of school when we were taking testing and all that shit, we got the answer sheet.
Nice.
And we just fucking filled in the blank.
You're kind of like the woodshop teacher in Dazed and Confused. He's sleeping. They're all there making bongs. Nah, man, you got an air leak at the slide, man.
Yeah, yeah. And we'd go out in the shop and smoke weed and smoke cigarettes and do whatever. And we purposely would, change some of the answers just to make it look like we didn't all copy off the fucking answer sheet and get 100%.
If you ever had a crib sheet, which I'm sure they don't use that terminology nowadays.
Yeah.
If you ever had a crib sheet, you never, ever.
But everybody got an A.
No, if you're a D student, you had to be believable. You had to shoot for like an 82. You didn't want even a 95, right? You had to make it believable.
Yeah, but
I got
class,
sleep and studied. I got a C.
I mean, we're talking, classes where, you kind of got an A in it anyway.
Yeah.
Because it was nothing really to test. Because I was in construction class. I took it for 2 semesters. I took the first one, which was like
intro to how to use a hammer.
Yeah. I took the first one, which didn't give a shit either. That was second semester.
That difference between a claw hammer, a ball beam hammer.
That was second semester of junior year, and then first semester of senior year. So it was an hour and a half because we did block scheduling, and I was there for an hour and a half for construction 1, and then I was there for 3 hours for construction 2, and then I had like a math class or an English class or something like that, and then I was a band nerd, so I went to band after that. And for those 3 hours,
he played the rusty trombone.
Nobody knew where the fuck we were.
Yeah.
Like we were just gone. We would even convince him to go get the keys to one of the short buses, and imagine, 20 redneck kids hopping into a fucking short bus to go down to Main Street, which was a restaurant in town that sold breakfast and made like biscuits and shit like that. And
restaurants usually do sell breakfast.
Up into Main Street, and we go get breakfast, and we bring it back to the school. And he'd lock the keys back up, and he'd go, "We're going on a field trip." We go get breakfast, and we come back, and we'd sit there and eat breakfast. And then we go fuck off in the shop, and we make all kinds of shit and hurt ourselves and cut ourselves and whatever.
Did you have official
I
open
usually
campus,
worked on
Morgan?
my car.
Oh, yeah.
Really? We had
a McDonald's and a Wendy's a block away from the backside of our school.
Yeah.
So, every day you had to be fast or you were hungry, one of the two, because if you didn't make it there as like the first 20, you weren't getting food and getting back in time.
Yeah.
It was a different
We were-
time. Grove City then was like Cape Coral is now. I mean, the place is blown up now. We had closed campus, and we had a resource officer on campus. And back then, if you got caught walking around the town, look, you look 14. Why the fuck? They would take you. They would scoop you up, take you back to school.
truancy.
Nowadays, there is no
the truant
there's no
officers.
truant officers in Florida. Your kids skip school, you call them up like, what the fuck are you calling us for? But we did not have open campus, so the rebels, if you will, it was straight hide, hide, roll, roll, get in your car and sneak out the back, and then try to sneak in, and like, oh, did you see that Mike has a bag of McDonald's? He made it. He made it out.
Well, see, we were allowed to leave.
We weren't. We had closed campus. It was insane to think. And even in 1996, we had student parking. We had to pay $25 or a month or whatever to park at school, but we had closed campus. Now, the
We didn't
crazy
pay
thing
that
is when
shit.
I moved to Grove City in middle school, they had some sort of deal worked out with PepsiCo back when Pepsi owned everything. And we actually had one day a week they'd bring Pizza Hut and serve Pizza Hut at school. And then at the high school level, they had Taco Bell and Pizza Hut. By the time I got there, the money had dried up. Only thing they served on a daily basis, with the exception of Thanksgiving and Christmas, you walked through the line and either had the Mexican pizza, the dried out chicken sandwich, or the hamburger and fries. That was it. 363 days a year. On Thanksgiving and Christmas, you got some canned ham and some turkey and some mashed taters. And this is how I got to the point where I eat my French fries with mayonnaise. You were only allowed 1 to 2 ketchup packets, but you can have all the fucking mayonnaise you wanted. And so it was like,
They used to mix that shit.
oh, that was an island.
Used to mix that shit.
And like the
But yeah.
TikTok said that I reposted to the class of 2025. This probably don't even apply to them anymore, but it applied to us. This will be the last time you eat pizza with chocolate milk for the rest of your fucking life.
Yeah. Well, and interesting too, at the time, North Carolina was very, because that's where I went to high school. So North Carolina was very,
Backwoods.
still, yeah. I mean, it was a small
Set in their
town
ways.
in western North Carolina in the mountains. So, I mean, very, rural, agricultural type of place. And
The type of place where you had the shotguns and the gun racks still in the window in the school parking lot.
pretty much. Yeah. I mean, until, they started, like, things started changing there a couple of years when I was in school, and they were saying, no guns on campus and stuff like that. That kind of became a rule, and they were starting to post signs. But not that long before I got into high school, and actually probably not that long before I actually moved up there, I'd say maybe a couple years before high school or a couple years before I moved up there, you could still smoke on campus.
It was funny.
And they had
Oh yeah,
smoking
we had a
areas.
smoking. Oh yeah, we had a smoking area.
But believe it or not, at the time, in that day and age, I mean, that was like here, that was unheard of. You didn't see, smoking in a car with a kid had become, and like smoking in bars, like that had gotten outlawed and all that shit. at
We
that
all
time.
smoked, but our school was progressive enough to outlaw it.
Yeah.
But I participated in some extracurricular activities, and one of those activities one time brought a school from Kentucky, which was a tobacco state,
Yeah.
and their kids were allowed to smoke because at their school they had a smoking section, but we couldn't, even though we all did.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we didn't have the smoking section. Morgan, how many semesters of woodshop did you take?
Gosh, I don't know how many were there.
Everyone.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I just had this thought. You
much
you
like
know,
Mike, I was, I was a choir geek, so
Okay.
yeah.
You can sing, huh?
I didn't say that. I said I was in choir.
You were just in choir.
he played the vocal equivalent to the triangle.
Yeah.
No, I took it for 8 semesters, but I never got to that level. You knew you were the woodshop aficionado when they allowed you to move away from the white pine. And Morgan, you've earned it, fella. You
Move
can,
to the hard
you
one.
can move up to the oak. I know you won't waste that valuable wood. Abernathy, white pine for you. Son of a bitch.
Fuck. Hey, I knew I was good. I knew I was pretty fucking good at welding when my welding plates were getting put in the display cases.
That happened to me in ceramics
Nice.
class. I took 8 semesters of ceramics.
Mike has the nicest coupons.
Nicest coupons? What do you mean?
Yeah.
You went over my
welding
head.
coupons.
welding
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can use the good welding stick.
Yeah.
So we had 2 semesters every year. So every year I took 2 semesters of ceramics class. And so by my senior year, I was kind of allowed to do what I want. But anyhow, we had this one project where you had to make corresponding whatevers.
Yeah.
And so I half-assed it, made basically a comic strip. And the first one was just a block wall. The next one, fingers come through. By the last one, you had the whole hand sticking out. And it made it into the display case. And I got a Don Abernathy, come to the principal's office. Oh, fuck, again. But no, it was the woman in charge of attendance. Her husband was a mason. And she saw this, and she actually wanted to buy. She's like, "You want us?" I was like, "I don't know. I'll give you $50 in 1997 money." It's like, fucking sold. So, boom, there you go.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool as shit. Yeah, we had
So
masonry
you
class and all
are
that too.
an artist.
I was a professional artist in 1996. For a
There you
short
go.
Yeah.
period of time, I was a professional artist. I know Morgan had a topic he wanted to get to, but
yeah.
we'll get to that, and then if we need to, I have some other stuff, or Mike has some other stuff. So Morgan, what was the topic you wanted to cover today?
Well, basically, I had a couple, but so recently, REO Speedwagon had their last, their farewell concert.
The last hurrah.
I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember what stadium it was at, but it's wherever they're from. And it got me thinking because REO Speedwagon was the first concert that I saw back 1982 or 83.
Wow.
And I won tickets off of the radio. And I'm sure it pissed everybody off that this 11-year-old kid won these coveted tickets to go see REO Speedwagon in Portland, Oregon at the Memorial Coliseum. And my poor dad, being the good man that he was, he drugged me there and hated every second of it. But so that was the first concert I ever saw.
So it wasn't like Wayne's World.
me-
How'd you guys get here? My mom gave me $2 and dropped me off at the parking ride.
No, wasn't quite like that. But so that got me thinking about, I've been to a lot of concerts. I've been really blessed to have, gotten to see a lot of cool bands. A lot of them were on their way down.
Mm-hmm.
So they were playing smaller venues where, you could get in cheap. But I've actually seen REO 4 times.
Wow.
And every time it was just as good as the first time I saw. So that got me thinking about what was the best or the first concert that you guys ever went to.
Weren't you afraid to smoke at an REO Speedwagon concert with all that hairspray and the long hair in the audience?
Well, I was 11, so I wasn't a smoker yet.
What's more
There was
flammable, an
another year
REO
before that
Speedwagon
happened.
crowd or a top? No, I'm going to have to say it probably would be a Motley Crue concert. That would probably be the higher flame
that's
factor.
way more
Oh, yeah.
flammable.
Yeah, spandex and Aquanet. I mean, there's nothing more flammable
Well, you
than
know
that.
what glam stood for, right?
And
Glam
lots
rock.
of alcohol.
They called it glam rock. You know what glam was an abbreviation for? Gay LA
I'm
music.
assuming Oh, really? Okay.
Gay LA music.
Yeah,
I did
because-
not know that.
Motley Crue, Poison, Striper, all of them. They all. The irony is this Twisted Sister dressed up like that to be funny. They dressed
They're
up
hair
like
bands now, right?
yeah, but it was called glam back then. Gay LA music.
Gay LA music.
Mike, what was so more? You want to know the first concert we went to?
Yeah, the first
Shit.
one or the best one.
I mean, my parents, dragged me around to a few when I was a kid. I don't even remember who they were. They would have been some pretty cool bands like locally.
Probably the
you know,
Righteous
'cause-
Brothers.
Yeah. Well, because my cousin worked at the radio station at the time back in the 90s.
Back in the good old days when they still had payola.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there were plenty of concerts and stuff like that, and like events and things like that they would always get tickets to, because my dad was, an old classic rock head. So, any time there was like bands in town that were doing anything locally or whatever, he would want to go see them. But I think my first concert that I specifically wanted to go to, I think, was Twisted.
Okay. I saw them when their House of Crazies, but not showing off.
I saw them when they were leaving, when they were leaving Psycho. So,
saw them on the down.
Just before I think I did the first leg of the tour, and then I did the second leg of the tour, and then they did the third one, and I heard that the third one they were like, "Fucking, we don't give a fuck anymore."
I saw ICP on the first ICP show I went to was the Ringmaster tour.
Mm-hmm.
No, Riddlebox. I missed the Ringmaster tour.
Yeah.
You know how much my first ICP ticket was, general admission?
$15.
$19.95.
$12.50.
Yeah.
Last time I saw him was in Anaheim on the Wraith tour.
Mm-hmm.
$35.
Yeah.
I was like,
now,
yeah.
fucking $75,
Still, that's
$80,
a good deal.
Probably $100. I mean, even when I went to go see them, I think, because I had to drive there, it was 2 hours to Atlanta, and we drove there, and then the door price, I don't know, I think it was like all said and done for the four of us to go and drive there, it was probably like $300.
I showed up at Media Play in west side of Columbus. That was a music store.
Mm-hmm.
The night Malenko came out, and they were there doing autograph signings, and I still have my Carnival of Carnage CD still autographed. Obviously, the autograph didn't go away, but I kept the flyers and all that. I think I told you guys this a while back, but like 2005, I sold all my ICP paraphernalia, all my shirts and everything, with the exception of the CDs. Yeah. And that's how I funded my World War II collection. I basically sold all the shit on eBay. People are buying all this shit fucking fire sale. But I've been to, even before I worked at the radio station, because I lived in Columbus, I've been to a shit ton of concerts. So by the time, after 6 years of K-Rock, I have no interest in going to a fucking concert anymore, because I've been to so many. But
showed out.
even before we're in the K-Rock, I'd been to a bunch of them. First concert I ever went to, my brother drugged me to see Pigface and Evil Mothers. Pigface was a industrial supergroup.
Sounds like punk rock.
No, it's more. You familiar with like Ministry, Skinny Puppy, Nine Inch Nails?
Yeah.
Pigface was a supergroup. So on the tour that I saw, it had Ogre from Skinny Puppy singing. They had two drummers, which was badass. The bass player from My Life with a Thrill Kill Cult, Flea had played on the previous album. Trent Reznor had played on the previous album. So I saw them. And then I think my second concert was Clutch. But I think one of the cooler concerts I went to at that time before working in radio, buddy of mine's dad got him U2 tickets for the Pop Mart tour. And I was not a U2 fan at all. But it was at the OSU Arena. And we were down on the field. And so that was kind of my first big time concert.
Yeah.
But I think my overall favorite experience, just because I was 17, maybe 18, was Lollapalooza 1997.
That was going on back then?
Oh, yeah, Lollapalooza started in 1993. You know who started Lollapalooza?
I don't know. I didn't know.
Perry Farrell from Jane's Addiction started Lollapalooza. Yeah.
But that's all like dance and shit now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I typed in Lollapalooza and said 1993 Buckeye Lake. My brother was at that one. So Lollapalooza 1997 lineup? I wish I still had my shirt. Is this the lineup? Maybe it was 96. Let me see.
See, I've never been to like festivals or anything like that.
Maybe it was 96.
My wife, when she was in like high school and just out of high school and in college and stuff, she used to go to Warped Tour a lot. So.
Was this the one? Yeah. So here's the lineup for the 1997 Lollapalooza lineup. Snoop was supposed to be there. He didn't play.
In 97?
Yeah, Snoop didn't show up. So the 1997 Ohio was Tool, Snoop Dogg, Korn, Tricky, James, they're not giving the full lineup. They're saying various others. Let's see here if I can find the full lineup here. Give me the full lineup. But that was a great concert. Yes, Tool was there, obviously. Why can't I find the full lineup? That was a great show. Yeah, Korn, Snoop Dogg, Julian Marley, Devo, James, The Ord, Prodigy played. That was fucking awesome. Seen them play Firestarter. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, that was a great show. The Eels played. Who else was there? But yeah, that was a great show. I had a great time at that one. And then I didn't go. The following 1999 was OZZfest. And that's the one that hit the national news. It was OZZfest, same place, Polaris Amphitheater, which when I moved down here, after I moved down here, Germain Arena down here, that same group bought out the Polaris Amphitheater up there. So it was like the Germain Amphitheater, and they ended up closing it down. But during OZZfest, Ozzy got sick and couldn't play. And they made Phil Osamble from fucking Pantera come out and make the announcement. Now you got a bunch of drunk assholes from Ohio, Tennessee, New York, and Pennsylvania and surrounding areas wanting to see fucking Ozzy in 1999. There was a brand new 1999 Camaro on display. It got flipped over and caught on fire. You can still see the news footage of this. People tore up all the sod. They were throwing clods of sod at the bands while they were playing. They fucking tore down. They had a wood slat privacy fence blocking off the rich neighborhood. That shit turned into what they were basically calling the OZZfest riots. Let's see, 1999 OZZfest. OZZfest, Columbus. We'll type in riot. Yep, riots. Here we go. The riot at Polaris Amphitheater. Oh, no, was it later than that? Yeah, it was a little bit later than that. I guess it was early 2000s. When a full-fledged riot broke out at the Ozzy Osbourne concert, you tend to think they might be a national or at least regional news. And yeah, I'm sure, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no, here we go. The date, June 17, 1997. The eagerly anticipated OZZfest rolling into town. Yeah, so he couldn't play, and it went ballistic. They were catching cars on it kind of very reminiscent of the 1999 Woodstock, very reminiscent of that. But ever since then, you go to any concert after that, they had fucking security up on the roof. They would literally take the grass out every season. They take the sod out every season before any punk rock show. But yeah, it was.
You were part of the OZZfest, the first one.
Yeah, we
and
played
how
in
did you
San
get
Bernardino.
How did you get the gig?
Can you hear that at all?
Sharon and Ozzy came to our show at the Troubadour in LA, and they
Cold
liked
Chamber.
us, and they asked us to be on.
That happened last year.
Oh, the first one, our management. Yeah, Todd Zingerman and Alex Ferrero.
Then you convinced Ozzy by playing live.
Yes, that was Cold Chamber. They were there. But yeah, that was a crazy show. Speaking of music, this was on my list before I knew Morgan was going to bring it up. It's an interesting time we live in, because now when you make creative differences, bad music partner choices, your people just have it scrubbed from the internet. No longer exists. Back in the day, that album was there forever. That videotape was there forever. And we talked about this. We had an entire episode of the What's in Your Head podcast removed from YouTube when I played a song from the original Tales of the Crypt Bordello Blood soundtrack by a little band called Gravediggers called Suicide. The whole song, as implied, is about suicide and different ways to kill yourself. That episode cannot be played on YouTube. They take it down.
Really?
Yeah, because it's been scrubbed. If you pull up on Spotify right now, go on to Spotify and pull up the album for Bordello Blood's Tales from the Crypt, that song is not on the album. While you're there, if you pull up at least one of my favorite artists,
What was it called?
Tales from the Crypt, Bordello of Blood. The song's called 1-800-Suicide. The opening lines to the song is, "Say you want to die, commit suicide, dial 1-800-cyanide line." Because obviously it's the Tales of the Crypt movie, and so it went along with the horror movie aspect of the theme of the movie. Well, if you're on Spotify right now, you can also look up one of my favorite artists of the last few years, Zach Bryan, The Great American Bar Scene, which came out in 2024. And if you scroll down, you'll see track number 10 you can't listen to anymore. Memphis the Blues featuring John Moreland.
It's on there.
It's the song's on there, but if you play the soundtrack, it's not part of the soundtrack anymore. It's grayed out. At least the last time I played it. And I'm on Spotify right now, and you can see the songs on there, but you can't play it. It's grayed out, which is Memphis the Blues featuring John Moreland on Zach Bryan. And this was a recent development because, well, Zach Bryan and John Moreland got into a little social media scuffle. Zach Bryan's like, well, fuck you. How do I kill your residuals and royalties off of this song? Let's make it where you can't play it anymore, right? And I've seen this before when Upchurch got in his little scuffle with Katie Noel when she made claims that he was being Me Too-ish with her. The song that she collaborated with, completely went blank. Bearded dude, sings with Tom McDonald all the time.
Adam Calhoun.
Yeah, the song she did with Adam Calhoun. He just took it off Spotify and YouTube. Took the video down. It's kind of a nice feature as a modern day artist. If you make a mistake, there's another video of a guy who Luke Combs. Before Luke Combs was big, he did a video with Upchurch. Being Upchurch, the entire video was nothing but rebel flags in the background. And when Luke Combs started making a name for himself, his people said, "Hey, that's not the image we want to associate with Luke Combs," and they basically forced Upchurch to take the video offline, and they're going to sue his ass. But isn't it interesting? Like, it really minimizes your need to do a little background check on the people we want to collaborate with nowadays, because if something goes south, you can literally just scrub the internet of it. Whereas back in the day, you couldn't do that. You had to stick by your decisions and hope things worked out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, kind of like all the people that collaborated with Puffy.
boy, howdy.
I bet they wish they could scrub the internet.
You know, I'm coming out like a fucking bed of roses on that deal. Not that I had anything to do with Puffy, but going back to the class of 1997.
What do you mean by that there, buddy?
So, what I mean by that there is the songs that me and my friends wanted to be our class song in 1997 for Grove City High School, home of the Greyhounds, was shot down. You know what song they chose to be the class song?
The Biggie tribute song.
No, I'll give you an idea. The movie Air Jam with Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan was huge.
Space Jam.
Space
I
Jam.
believe I can fly.
Not the original version.
Touch the sky.
Who sang that
that's
song?
R. Kelly, though.
That was R. Kelly.
And what did R. Kelly do in the mid 2000s?
Pissed on
He
people.
Pissed on a
teenage
minor.
girls.
And the same people who wanted R. Kelly, I Believe I Can Fly, are the same people going to fucking Puff Daddy concerts 2 years fucking later. That whole crew of people, me and my friends, once again, we're the assholes. We're the freaking Marilyn Manson people. Really? We don't listen to artists who fucking pee on minors, and we didn't listen to artists who fucking ran underground pedophilia rings. So who came out on the top? Smell Like Roses on that guy. The weird, insane clown posse. Well, actually, I can't mention that because of the alleged ICP PDF file, but anyhow, I looked into that. But yeah, the weird guy listening to Nine Inch Nails and punk rock music. We came out Smell Like Roses on that one, but yeah, you guys wanted I Believe I Can Fly. So yeah.
Well, you know what the R. Kelly people came out smelling like?
You know,
Piss.
urine urine is sterile, by the way, so there's that.
Yeah,
Urine
well,
is sterile?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, urine's sterile.
Your body is the perfect filter. So you can actually use urine to clean wounds.
Yeah. Fun fact,
Really?
I never knew this. You know, your urine doesn't come directly from like your stomach, and like when you drink your soda, it's not a direct path. Your urine actually comes from your blood, which is
It's all the
insane.
toxins that get removed through your kidneys, right?
Yeah, but it actually comes from your blood.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not like your body sucks what it wants out of the fluid sitting in your stomach and sends it to your bladder. No, it actually goes to it filters through your blood. But yeah. So yeah, your urine is sterile. And how I learned that was Adam Carolla said he learned that from Dr. Drew in the late 90s, which is ever since then he's been pissing in his bathroom sink. He says it saves water and it saves on time. Brushing my teeth, I'm 6'2". He says he just pisses in the sink while he brushes his teeth and turns it's sterile.
Rinse the toothbrush off.
Why waste a half a gallon of water per flush? He said he's been doing it since the 90s. He pisses in his bathroom sink and just turns on a little water and wash. Well, hey, if you're tall enough, you can just whip it out. You know, why not? But yeah, it's completely sterile. Yeah. Urine is completely sterile.
Golly.
That's wild.
Do, 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 do.
Hey, speaking of ICP, want to know how many artists are on their record label now?
2.
Ooh.
Yeah, I noticed
Them and Ouija Mac.
Yeah. See, I stopped paying attention probably in 2010-ish. I just moved on after listening to them since 1994.
Yeah.
But by the time the Wraith came out, I was more into Twisted anyhow, because like as they got older, one of the mistakes they had by bringing Twisted on is when they collaborated with Twisted, you could see who actually had better skill lyrically and writing wise. Twisted was far more better lyricist and writers and rappers than ICP was. Yeah. And when they got away from the Six Jokers card and their reinterpretation of, let's be honest, the apocalypse, and started going towards when Juggalos went from dressing like skaters to dressing like fucking emo kids, that's when I lost interest. Like once the Wraith came out, I was done with it. But I was listening to Twisted still. But then I just lost interest. And then that day I was talking to you about the Fallout, I went and looked. I'm like, wow, like everybody went to Magic Ninja Records and left Psychopathic behind. It's insane.
Everybody. Literally every fucking artist left and went over there. And if they didn't go over there, they were still homies with those fucking dudes. Like that
just goes to show you how much money that were taken from those boys that the entire crew fucking left. Yeah. Said, see ya.
Yep. That's fucking crazy. I mean, that's just I don't get it.
You want to see how old I am? This video has become a joke, but this was in fact my training video at Wendy's. I won't even play the video. You can hear the audio. This was just one time more. This was my training video.
This was your what?
My training video at Wendy's.
I've seen this.
This is literally how I learned to flip meat. This was my training video. I watched this in real time.
Oh no. Can't hear it. I muted it.
Now working the grill, Bill, it ain't so tough. But first of all, you got to check your stuff. Like a grill that's set at 250 with the meat and cheese that's ready to go.
Hold on, let me share the audio. You guys can't hear the audio?
Fuck. Yeah, we heard it. I heard it then. I mean, all I heard was him rapping. But
yeah.
The station looking cool. But most of all, you got to have your tools.
Got a golden spatula.
Gotta have your tools.
Are you with me now? Get ready.
Yeah.
We're gonna lay them down.
Ooh,
now,
shit, brother.
Now, remember a few months ago, I was saying I could still do work at Wendy's and how you load the raw meat to the left, work your way to the right.
Just like wood, you got to follow the arrow to lay it down like you should. From the front to the back, you got to lay it down. Space it evenly, not scattered around. Next, you got to
salt,
the
bitch.
meat from the back to the front to make the taste complete. Not too little, not too much. With a little finesse, you'll get the touch.
This reminds me of the montage at the end of Revenge of the Nerds Part 2 when they're rapping.
And do a 4-corner press. Don't wait too long, I emphasize, or the meat won't reach the proper size. When things start to sizzle, you're ready to go. Gently turn the meat, but don't be slow. Just turn them over easily. We don't want a broken patty, that's a guarantee. Press out the corners 1, 2, 3, 4.
Called the 4-corner press, boys. But yeah, that was literally my training video at Wendy's.
Have you ever seen the Key and Peele skit, the East versus West football stuff?
No.
Yeah.
So there's like 4 or 5 of them, and it's you know how they do the team introductions.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And that's just hysterical. I've seen it probably 100 times, and I laugh my ass off every time. But there's one that's like the East versus West rap.
Mm-hmm.
and it's like that same style and quality, and it's hysterical. And it's like all the black guys are super cheesy, and then they get Dan Smith, the guy from BYU, the white boy, and he just completely throws down in
Yeah.
complete West Coast gangster
Dan
style
Smith.
and BYU.
BYU.
The funny thing is back then, everybody who didn't rap, like whenever they do rap on cartoons or TV shows, they would all do the same thing. Hi, my name is so-and-so, and I've come to say. That was like the starting line for every lame-ass rap. I am Bob Smith, and I've come to say, I hope you have a very good day. Ho, ho, ho. It's like, it was so fucking ridiculous and cheesy.
Cheesy. Sugar Hill Gang style.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Morgan,
Good stuff.
you're the senior of the group. This might be before
Okay.
this might be before Mike's time, but maybe his mom had one in a junk drawer somewhere. Did you have a Lucky Rabbit's foot as a kid?
Oh, of course.
Did you-
Came from the local pizza parlor in Portland. It was called the Organ Grinder.
What color was it?
Like the old. I think mine was yellow.
Mm-hmm. Mike, did you have a Lucky Rabbit's foot as a kid?
I didn't have one, but
You heard about them.
I knew what they were. I knew people who did have them. I did have a squirrel tail one time. That's about it, though.
I did a TikTok today because I thought about this on mile 6 of my run because I saw a ran over rabbit and I saw a foot laying there. They were real fucking rabbit's feet. That was the thing.
Yep.
They were mummified, and which is why they dyed them, right? Because when they dyed them, by that point the foot was all and unless you pulled the fur apart, you could. The foot was all dried out, and so they dyed them bright colors. But I did this TikTok talking about part of the reason Gen X is so fucked up is you have an entire generation of kids who know what lopped off, severed rabbit's feet smelled like because we'd all rub them on our face because they were so small, they were so smooth, and we'd sit in class watching the film projector literally rubbing the lopped off, severed, dyed foot of a fucking rabbit on our face. You have an entire generation of people who rubbed body parts on their face in school because it felt good. So we all can tell you what the smell of a mummified, lopped off, dried out, dyed the same color as any barista at your Starbucks. Mine was purple. They all had the little brass cap on the top of the foot bone with the little
bally chain thing.
Yep, and we all had them on our belt loop on our lead jeans because that's what you did with them. If you're cool, you had lead jeans.
Carcinogenic.
Got a little baby rabbit's hand. I'm the dead body man.
Yeah, these weren't produced at your local farm. These were done. This, you know what this was? This was a very smart capitalist who ran a rabbit processing plant. Gee, Bob, what are we going to do with all these rabbit feet? Well, we could make them in the dog food. Yeah, but then we got to pull the hair out. It's a lot of wasted good product. I know. Let's dye them with hair dye and clamp little keychains on them and hand them out at fairs and festivals. Like I said in the TikTok, your parent would take you out to the fair, the festival. They would throw some darts at a balloon or maybe flick the most cigarette butts into an ashtray, and that was the prize. But we all had them. We all literally went to school with lopped off, severed appendages of a fucking rodent on our persons, and we rubbed them all over our face.
I saw that video today, that TikTok that you posted, and it got me thinking, are you old enough for the Coke mirrors at the fair?
Mm-hmm. Oh, sir, that's not a Coke mirror. That's a Aerosmith commemorative mirror from their tour in 1973.
Sure. You know what we're talking about, Mike?
I'm not sure.
Well, it's the same fair, the same festivals, the same cigarette butt flicking contest.
Okay, yeah.
You would win.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
you
Morgan.
would get.
I've seen them.
They
I
one
never.
by one mirrors wrapped in cardboard.
If you're lucky, they were 3x3, maybe 6x6, but it was a mirror with.
You had to really win some shit to get that.
Yeah.
But you could get Motley Crue or
REO
Speedwagon,
the aforementioned REO Speedwagon.
Yeah.
Confederate Railroad.
Yeah, and it was totally not for doing lines of code. I mean, not at all.
Well, you could break up your weed on it, right? And so then your
Yeah,
old
you could
lady
do that.
and your old lady would be sitting in the front seat of your Nova, so you'd reach over and grab the feathers out of her hair, which was the roach clip. So after you rolled it, you had the roach clip that was attached to the feather, because that's how you attached the feather in her hair. You had to have that roach clip on there. Or if your family was real enterprising, your dad clipped it to the garter belt around the rear view mirror from the fucking honeymoon.
Yeah,
That was the
there
other
you
play,
go.
right? So yeah, we had a lot of.
Yeah. God, we're old.
Yep. How old is your boy, Mike?
13.
Is the black light lava lamp poster thing still a phase for young white kids?
He just got a lava lamp for his birthday.
I came up with this theory in 2004. The Jews have bat mitzvahs. The Goyams, we know our boys have hit puberty when they want black light posters, they listen to the Doors, and they want a lava lamp. Of course, now they also want the glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling and LED lights. But back in the day, it was... Because I remember I was married at the time. I was 20, and my brother-in-law was 13. And everybody, do you know who Jim Morrison is? I just got my lava lamp last week. I'm like, congratulations, you are a man. I still have my lava lamps. The bulbs are burnt out. I have my lava lamps from 1996 and 1999 out in my garage.
Well, see, he was given one. My parents actually still had one hanging around that I'm not sure if it was like super old. They didn't have it when I was a kid, so I don't think it was like one that they had from when they were younger, but they gave that one to him. And then...
Well, you would know because the vegetable oil would be brown by now.
Yeah.
Because it's just wax and vegetable oil.
All that shit inside. It took a long time for it to actually heat up and do its thing.
Well, they're supposed to. That's the lava part. It looks like it's erupted.
Yeah.
Don't tell him not to shake it. People make a mistake. Once you shake it, that wax breaks up, and you never get a full lava. It's always little balls. It never, for some reason, it never congeals again.
Right. So he just got a new one, and we were asking him like, "What do you want?" And he's like, "Maybe I think I want a new lava lamp." And I'm like, "Okay, here we go."
Now the question is, will he be into the Doors or Led Zeppelin? Actually, no. Will he be into Led Zeppelin or Pink Floyd? You can't do both. You got to choose a team.
I'm not sure.
I was Team Floyd. I was so much.
I was too. Yeah.
I can do without Led Zeppelin.
I like Zeppelin. I like
without.
them both. But man, fucking Dark Side, that was a ride.
Just the Wall in and of itself. I was listening to it at work about a month ago. Great album. Still holds up. The movie's fantastic. I used to have it on VHS.
I never actually saw the movie, but
really,
yeah.
Every high school party you went into in 1997 either had Dazed and Confused playing, Friday, Pink Floyd, The Wall, and then in 1999 it was someone had figured out, and I'm sure you'll remember this, Morgan. Hey man, what you gotta do is you gotta get a copy of The Wizard of Oz, right? And you fast forward it to the third lion roar, and then you start up Dark Side of the Moon, and you turn the volume down, and if you played it, it coincides, man. It works out perfectly, and it does. I've done it. So like when the song Money comes on, the cash register, as soon as as soon as the song kicks in, she opens the door, and it's all color. And the song where he's saying the lunatic is on the grass, that's when the fucking scarecrow starts flopping around. It's crazy. Like it does, in fact, line up. You can probably find a version of it on YouTube. But yeah, you can take the Dark Side of the Moon. You got to fast forward it to the third lion's roar at the beginning when they show the Metro Gold logo. Man, it lines up perfectly. It does. I can't believe you've never seen Pink Floyd The Wall, the movie.
No, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Tommy.
The only reason I even watched a segment of the Tommy is back then Doc Martens weren't huge. They weren't the popularity they are. They were kind of underground. But oh man, Elton John wears a pair of 4-foot Doc Martens and the Tommy, man. So that's the only. Fast forward. Oh, those are cool, man. Those look like mine, huh? So I had a pair of blue ones then. But yeah, I never watched it. And my brother was into that. My brother watched it, but I never seen that one in its entirety.
Yeah, I know. My parents. They would always give, because like my parents had like Halloween parties and stuff like that, and they had a black light and they had the lava lamps and stuff, and I was like, they would be like, "Do you want this stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want this stuff." And I'd have the fucking black lights and shit, And man, highlighters were my friend. I used to fucking write everything in highlighter all over my
No, what you do is, man, and you can do this for your son when he gets a black light. Someone introduced this to me. You get, like, after you get drunk at your high school bottle, my first one was a Southern Comfort bottle because it has a white label.
Yeah.
You take a Southern Comfort bottle or Jack Daniels, whatever your preferably is. You get a brand new orange highlighter and you cut the tip off and you fill it up full of water and you take the internal sponge and you put it in there. So that when you turn on your black light, the fucking bottle glows like bright green. You can do it with the blue and the pink, but the green works the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, here you go.
I've actually got a blacklight poster behind my office door right there. It's my Twisted poster. I've had it for years now. Probably never get rid of it. But
11 years ago, 4.7 million views on YouTube right now. The full hour and 41 minutes. Pink Floyd synchronized with Wizard of Oz.
there you go.
So it's on there. It is on there.
That's my blacklight poster that never sees
Nice.
blacklights.
What's on the shelf?
What shelf?
It looks like a beetle or something.
Oh no.
Yeah, keep
No,
going.
I think that's a Woody wagon. Nope, we're both wrong.
I have.
Oh, look at that. Okay,
some-
super.
That's a 34 Pez dispenser truck.
My uncle passed away, and he collected like die-cast stuff. He collected all kinds of like football memorabilia and stuff, and I wanted all like the die-cast.
Ah,
trucks.
nice F1.
And then I got Easy Rider. I got the motorcycle. They're all authentic too. They're like
I became a
minted,
man looking at Easy Rider magazine.
They all have titles and stuff that are in his name and whatnot. And
Oh, nice.
that's minted.
That's a hardcore collector right there.
Yeah. He had all kinds of stuff, man. I mean, like I said, football, a lot of NASCAR stuff. I mean, he was very into sports, unlike the rest of us really were. And he had all kinds of different shit. If it was collectible, he wanted it.
Have you guys
He
seen
had
the
two shelves in his living room that he would keep shit in? So
Have you seen the comparison of original Matchbox cars in modern days where they flip them over, and the ones from when we were a kid had like the fake exhaust pipes, and they made an effort to make it look. Now it's just a black plastic bottom. Like they make no effort to put any detail on the bottom of them.
My buddy,
wherever I go, he goes.
my buddy is a Hot Wheels collector.
Mm-hmm.
But not only Hot Wheels, not just like Hot Wheels, but like because it's a whole community.
Now
It's a whole fucking thing, and we're talking like
Is he uppity about
treasure
it?
hunts and all that kind of shit.
Is he like one of those fuck Matchbox cars we only do on Hot Wheels, or is he all about all of it?
I don't know. I think he's all about
Matchbox
anything-
cars are technically the first ones.
He's all about anything that is 164 because he makes customs, and he made a really cool Wu-Tang one in a shadow box with a
Nice.
working street light and all that shit, and it was the ice cream truck. And he made an ice cream truck that said he put Wu-Tang's, their logo and everything like that on it, and I think it was a saying or something like that they said in their song.
Thanks for the children.
Well,
You know where that came from?
That's one of them, but it was one that had to do with ice cream, I think.
Cream.
Yeah,
Cash
it
rules
might have
everything
been cream.
around me.
Yeah,
Cream, the money, not a dollar bill, y'all.
That might have been it, but it was really fucking trick, dude. He made this. He took a fucking food truck, turning it into like a little ice cream truck, but all kinds of Wu-Tang shit all over it, and then he put it in this 3-dimensional shadow box.
That's
he
cool.
put an urban, like New York style setting behind it at night, and then he put a working street lamp inside of it, and
That's
you
cool.
hit a button and it would glow. And it would shine down on the
Nice.
truck. And he does all kinds of shit like that. He makes some really trick fucking like classic cars, like supercars and stuff like that. It's all 1/64th too. He has to have like a fucking magnifying glass like this big so he can see.
Modern day version of the sailboat in a bottle.
Yeah. But he used to tell me that, when he never really collected them years ago, but he always found it interesting because he was always into cars and how different the bases are now as compared to what they were back then with all the detail and stuff like that. And now, like,
But if you
go ahead.
look under a car now, all
Yeah.
you're going to see is a plastic skid plate
That's true,
from front
too.
to back. So,
Pretty much.
so it actually is an accurate representation.
And the
of what you
cars
see
are all
now.
plastic nowadays too, so it is accurate.
Well, yeah.
Exactly. There's really There's no detail. I mean, I've said that before. Like if you look at and I will argue with this. I will argue this with anyone until the day I die. Every single one of these SUVs that you see out today, they're not fucking SUVs.
No.
They're called crossovers. It is a cross between a sedan or a hatchback and an SUV.
Well, that's because Al Gore and his ilk did such a fantastic job in 2002 with running the popularity of the SUV because it's running the environment.
Gas
with the cars,
gas guzzlers and
gas-
SUV. And
yeah, so they all.
environmental, go green, all that happy horse shit. So and it didn't help with the price of gas was skyrocketing, especially after the recession. Because before the recession, SUVs were Cadillac. Escalades were fucking all the craze
Denali,
with fucking
Bourbons.
24s and shit. Escalade T's.
That's
fucking-
another thing, right? It's like
Everything.
back in prior to 2005, all trucks came stock with 15-inch rims. Didn't
Right.
matter how big they were. They all 15-inch rims, and
Yep.
then
13, 14, 15, and I think 16 was
and then
like
Dubs
the
came
biggest
out,
one you would
and
get.
you had to have a pair of spree wheels, spinners. I remember when the spinners and the 22-inch rims were a thing. My fucking Tundra came factory with 20-inch rims on it now, but back then you had 20-inch rims. You're a fucking baller.
That's what I got on my truck.
Because
20.
it looks ridiculous now. No
Chrome
offense,
20.
fucking Morgan, with your 1873 fucking F350, but trucks
I
look
got
goofy.
Henry Ford hand assembled that one himself.
Now you do have the nice
I still
big
got-
tires
I got
with.
wood spoke wheels with metal wrap on them.
No, you do have the nice big thick sidewall tires, so it compensates for it. But trucks look.
that was the difference.
Trucks look dumb as shit with 13-inch rims on.
That-
it
that-
looks weird.
But that was the difference. If
The
you
low
look
prof-
at somebody who lifts, a classic like 80s pickup truck, and like fucking Tremors, they had that. What was that? I think that was a Jeep, wasn't it? A Comanche.
Yeah, it was a Comanche.
Step side. I think it was a Comanche step side or something like that. It was lifted. It had plenty of sidewall because that's what you needed to get through some of those areas, those them trails and rock crawling and shit like that.
But when you're
Nowadays,
driving to
all
work
these
on the
fucking-
interstate, you want gas mileage.
These fucking pavement princesses, they got fucking 28s and they're wrapped in fucking 2-inch profile tires. It's ridiculous. That's pointless.
So we need to go back to the 13-inch true spoke Dayton's.
Yeah,
With,
I'll take a
with bows
15-inch.
on the mini trucks.
I'll take a 15-inch wheels. My
The
S10
knockoffs.
had 31, 10, 50, 15 wheels, or tires. But the
Tires,
wheels were 15-inch. They were standard offset, and I think they were like 9 inches wide or something like that. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
It was perfect enough to fit on my S10 to do with it what I wanted to do. So it didn't have to be. It's all for show. It's all for show. I can really sit there and appreciate, and there's another thing I'll say about it too. I can really sit and appreciate somebody who took the time to put up like some 15-inch Daytons or some like even just classic like General Motors truck wheels, steel wheels or something like that, and wrap them with some thick off-roading tires. I can really appreciate that. The other thing, modern single cab pickup trucks. You don't see that anymore.
No, you can't because we're all too
Yeah.
tall and
Ever.
too fat.
Right.
Because there's no legroom in them.
Yeah.
And-
I actually saw in a community an F250 or an F350 that was lifted that it was kind of on borderline, thick sidewall, but it had the real, the real
Rock star wheels.
Yeah, the real fucking, but I mean, it looked okay. It was still pretty clean for what it was. Dually, single cab.
I hate to piss on your premise.
Ford 250 or 350 or whatever it was. It looked pretty good though.
I hate to piss on your premise, but the new Slate trucks are single cab. Have you seen those?
The Slate truck.
Oh,
Didn't we talk about this?
Those are the Scion XVs with the back cut off.
Well, the funny thing is now, because of the
Yeah, we
Slate
talked about
truck,
this.
the pre-orders, I don't know if it's true or not. I saw someone mention it that Toyota is considering reintroducing their 80s style single cab
The
mini
Datsun.
trucks.
Sign me up.
Now that the Slate has such a high pre-order, they're like, well, hey, we can bring back, because apparently they probably still, you can probably buy them brand new in Vietnam somewhere or some shit. But yeah, they're talking about bringing back the
So,
old single cab Toyotas.
Look up the Toyota Hilux.
Yeah, the
that you can
Hilux.
get.
That was
in-
just
Chicken
on my
tax.
brain.
You know why we can't
Yeah.
get those? The chicken tax.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
in
we
the
talked
19
about
Well,
that
that's
too,
the
I
same
think.
reason. That's the same reason that we can't get
Volkswagens.
the K trucks from Japan and Korea. Hardly at all.
And the Volkswagen pickup
Because-
trucks because of the chicken tax. I guess during the 80s, late 70s, during the oil crisis, when everybody started driving Honda Civics and shit, and the big three were like, yo, what the fuck? They wrote into one of their, it was a bill on agricultural chicken tax. One of the pork was that they put like a 38% tax on
25.
25%
On pickups,
tax
yeah.
per unit on mini trucks.
1964
So that's
by
why-
Johnson.
Yeah.
So that's why the Subaru Brat
Mm-hmm.
has those jump seats in the back, because it wasn't technically a pickup, because it had it was passenger. So it was totally
didn't they
designed
consider that like
to get
a
around
ute?
that law.
I was
Didn't
saying
they
El
consider that
Camino
like
by
a
any
ute
other
or something
name.
like that?
An El Camino
it
by
was-
any other name, still an El Camino.
Well, yeah,
Exactly.
but that's why they put the seats in the back, was to get around that import tariff, because it was considered an SUV or a car or something different. It wasn't considered a pickup because it had room for passengers in the back.
About 3 years ago, Volkswagen filed a new patent here in the United States on a name for a new mini truck. So the scuttlebutt was that they were going to start producing mini trucks here in the States, but it never came to fruition.
I'll tell you, if they came out with an old school diesel looking rabbit truck, I'd probably be down for that too.
And interesting too. Oh, and Don, have you seen any of the like renderings of the Tundra 3/4 ton pickup trucks or dualies or anything like that?
No.
That thing looks pretty fucking sweet. I mean, it's not real and they have no intentions on doing anything like that, but I mean, some people are trying to put something together just to see how they think it would look based off of like even the newer body styles and even yours.
Of overpriced
The little
trucks
bit
that
older
can
ones.
easily exceed $50,000.
They look
to
pretty sweet.
going the opposite
One
way.
second.
While Ford and Hyundai have found success with their compact pickups, the Japanese giant is about to completely rewrite the rules with a truck that's more affordable than anything we've seen in decades. The competition will be left scrambling as the Toyota CEO releases an unthinkable $15,000 pickup truck.
Imagine that, a $15,000 pickup truck in 2026.
Oh yeah, I would be
here's the
so
thing.
down with that.
Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
We use trucks for hauling shit, home improvement stuff,
Mm-hmm.
towing stuff, boats, whatever. You tow your RV with it. We're talking, a small or a mid-sized pickup truck or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
What can you do with it?
Well,
some of them are great.
we
Don't
are a
get me
rarity.
wrong.
We are a
Huh?
rarity. Let's be honest. The three of us are a rarity.
Yeah.
Most people do not use their trucks like a truck. How many times have you been to
Not
fucking Lowe's and
anymore,
seen
yeah.
some schmuck have 2x4s loaded through the fucking back window because they don't want to put it in the bed?
Right.
Most people just treat them like fucking, they're just big cars.
Because that's what they've turned into.
Yeah.
They're luxury now. They're not.
You and I use them to lug
Workhorse.
kayaks around, and so unless service techs being excluded, people who work construction, I'd say a majority of the people who don't work in the service who own a truck may put something in the bed once a year when they have to go to oh, it's mulch season at Home Depot. Get the truck, sweetheart. I don't think people use their trucks as often as we do. And let's be fair. If I wasn't a kayaker, now that I'm not a service tech, my truck would be a fucking over glamorized, taxi to work too. But I wouldn't have it anymore either because
Hello?
Hello. I think we've lost him. I still have Morgan here. He's froze up. We've lost him.
Well, I actually put a dozen 2x3x8s or 2x3x8s in my Jetta
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't have my truck with me.
You're back, Mike. We can see you now. He froze up like Max Headroom.
I did.
Before we wrap up the show, I had to go back and do something I don't like to do. Haven't done in a few years. A few years ago, my lawnmower died. And so I was paying a guy $35 to mow my grass, which is a hell of a deal. Now we've been getting all this rain, and I got weeds up to my ass, and he decided that he's too busy rebuilding the Sanibel Causeway that he's not going to mow grass anymore. And so now I called a few places. One place like, oh, it's $190 a month. Thank you, no. So I went on Home Depot and Lowe's. You know how much a internal combustion fucking standard run-of-the-mill Briggs & Stratton goddamn lawnmower costs nowadays?
A push or a rider?
Push or rider.
Just a push, basic bitch. Give me fucking 2-cycle oil and a can of gas. Not even a bag. Just a Briggs & Stratton.
$198.
The cheapest you're going to find at Lowe's and Home Depot is $250.
Get the fuck out of here.
Because one, they're pushing the electric ones.
Yeah.
So I went on Facebook Marketplace and found a lawn machine with a Briggs & Stratton for $130. So I went and picked that up Monday. And I haven't been able to mow my fucking grass because it's rained every day. So I look like I'm harvesting wheat in my backyard. My dogs are walking around. The weeds are like above their head, but I can't mow my grass because every day at 4 o'clock. And like I told Carrie, it doesn't have to rain long to fuck up a yard mowing. You can't mow grass that tall with somebody can spray a garden hose on there and you're done.
Yeah.
And so
you need goats.
Yeah. So sadly, I'm back to having to mow my own grass again, but it is what it is. But yeah, I had sticker shock because I haven't bought a lawnmower in like 5 years. Like, holy shit, $500.
I should grab Dad's, because my dad broke down, and because they got an acre and a half up in where they are, and they broke down and decided now it's time, because they got a bush hog and they got that from a friend for like fucking $150. And it's a pull behind with the hitch and everything like that. He bought a John Deere Gator when he realized that he was going to have a little bit of property. He bought a used one. It's like a 2003 or whatever the hell it is. And only a 2-wheel drive, locker in the rear or whatever. And they were using that to pull around and mow the yard. And once they got like to a point where they didn't really need to brush anymore, brush hog or anything like that, they were like, well, let's break down and let's buy a mower. And they bought a John Deere 0-turn.
Ooh.
And
oh, nice.
Man, you want to talk about luxury? Oh. And it's not even one of like the real expensive high end, I mean, commercial grade, style ones. I mean, this is just what they need it for. Couple acres of land just to go around and mow real quick, and an acre and a half, I can do in it like an hour and 15 minutes. And it's mostly grass, basically. So you should fucking load that thing up and take it to your house and
there you go.
Get that damn forest, cut down them damn forest weeds out of your backyard.
I'm trying to find it on Google Maps. I've never looked for it in Google Maps. But I used to tell you guys that I basically spent my summers living on my mom's property, my grandmother's property on the Ohio River as a ute.
Yeah.
And we were so poor that I would bathe in the Ohio. I would bathe in the Ohio River. That's why my immune system's so strong. I'm kind of like George Carlin. He does his bit about no one in his neighborhood had polio because they swam in the Hudson River. They were tempered in raw sewage. Well, I bathed in the Ohio River. I'm trying to find a picture of the property. Anyhow, my mom had 5 acres. My grandmother had 5 acres down there.
Yeah.
We were so poor, we mowed 5 acres with a push mower and a weed eater.
Holy shit. Man.
In August in Kentucky. And it was an all-day affair. 5 acres. And the back 2 were on a hill like this.
Yeah.
1 lawnmower, 1 weed eater, and 2 cans of gas. And I gotta give credit to my mom. She was out there doing it because there was no man around. So, and all the men she dated would have been inside, passed out, drunk on Budweiser anyhow. But a lot of time spent pushing a fucking mower.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I certainly had my times like that, especially like down here before we moved. They had like another one of those Home Depot lawnmowers. Just a regular rider, front engine type deal. My dad had an old Snapper rear engine mower when I was a kid. I mowed plenty of grass like that. When I moved to North Carolina, there was no riding mower.
No, that was a
You
that was a
pushed that
luxury.
shit, especially in the mountains,
I
because
got that beat.
you weren't riding. I mean, I had one because I ended up getting a snapper lawnmower from my ex-grandfather-in-law or whatever he is to me, because where I lived before I moved back down here had enough of a flat area that I actually could use it and needed it. But yeah, I push mowed and bush hogged and weed eated on hills.
We're gonna wrap it up because we're
Mountains and
running
shit.
long and it's getting ready to rain again. I was hoping to get a run in. Real quick.
Yeah.
So I told you guys I lived in a house in Richwood that was built in the 1800s, and we lived in there. My grandparents sold it. That's the one that I got my thumb stuck in the wringer washer because we had old utilities around.
Yeah.
We actually had one of the old school Bart Simpson style lawnmower. Was just the wheels with the 4 blades. You had the push mower.
The real mower.
We actually
Yeah.
had a real from the 1920s push mower, just no engine. It was just blades on a wheel, and it was.
You had to get those blades sharpened down at what was it, the hardware store or something like that. You get
that
your blades
and
sharpened or whatever.
the old fucking Grim Reaper sickle. We had both. We have both of them.
The sickle.
Yep. But that's gonna wrap it up for this episode of the What's in Your Head podcast. Thank you guys for hanging out with us very much. We will see you again in another episode. Please head over to whatsinyourhead.com. Click on the links on the side. That'll help support the show. And if you haven't done so, go to youtube.com and look for Poles and Paddles. That is our fishing channel, as well as D410 Media. And thank you guys so much. And we will talk to you all next week.
This has been a Digital 410 production.